Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Blake Adami, and I'm on the public policy team here at Snapchat in Washington, D.C. Snapchat is proud to partner with the Congressional App Challenge and the House of Code event again this year. I first want to offer my congratulations to all the winners of this year's challenge. We at Snapchat are deeply impressed by the inventive ways that you have used technology, including artificial intelligence, to address the very important issues of the day. One thing is clear. Artificial intelligence is no longer just the concept of the future. It is a driving force of the present. At Snapchat, we have long been recognized for pioneering augmented reality and redefining the way that we communicate visually. We are leading the AI charge through our features like our fun AI-powered lenses, making cutting-edge generative AI technology possible, accessible, and fun. But Snapchat's leadership in AI isn't just about innovation, it's also about responsibility. AI plays a key role in detecting harmful content in real time and powers our content recommendation systems that are engaging, age-appropriate, and aligned with our users' interests. It's all part of Snapchat's mission to create a fun, supportive, and secure space. It is now my privilege to introduce a true leader in artificial intelligence and former co-chair, Congressman Ted Lieu. Congressman Lieu represents California's 36th congressional district, including Santa Monica, the headquarters of Snapchat. He currently is serving in his sixth term in Congress and sits on both the House Judiciary Committee and Foreign Affairs Committee. And last Congress, Congressman Lieu served as the co-chair of the House's bipartisan task force on artificial intelligence. He holds computer science and political science degrees from Stanford University. He has education in the nuances of both tech policy and the industry itself, and has been a long-standing advocate for the Congressional App Challenge. Now, please join me in welcoming Congressman Ted Lieu.
Good afternoon. I just came off the House floor, so let me just first say how excited I am to now stand in front of normal, rational, kind people. So thank you, Blake, for that wonderful introduction. I'm honored to speak at this Congressional App Challenge event. I want to first recognize the winners of the Congressional App Challenge in my district. They go to Mark and Mike Dye, and they created this amazing app called NeuroGaze. It's a web-based platform that uses partly artificial intelligence to help detect whether or not you have ADHD through analysis of your eye movements and other factors. So congratulations to Mark and Mike. And congratulations to all of you for being here. You won your app challenge in your respective districts as well. The app economy is over $1.7 trillion and employs over 6 million Americans. And what I'm going to tell you now is that in the future, you need to do something else. And the reason I say that is because AI is largely going to write most apps. It's going to write most software and most of coding. I was appointed a co-chair of the bipartisan House Congressional Task Force on AI. My other co-chair was Republican Jay Obernolte, and we did a bipartisan report of 12 Democrats, 12 Republicans. We all signed the report, and it focused on recommendations going forward in the future regarding artificial intelligence. It's over 250 pages. You don't have to read all 250, but there is a summary at the beginning you may want to take a look at. And I'll give you 3 highlights. The first is we continue to ask the private sector and government to invest in AI so the United States can remain in the lead in this critical technology. Second, we take a sectoral approach to regulation. So what Europe did is Europe basically did this massive bill and gave it to a centralized bureaucracy and say, you all go regulate AI. Our view was that doesn't make very much sense because the artificial intelligence that the Federal Aviation Administration might be worried about isn't very different than the AI that the Department of Agriculture might be worried about or the FDA might be worried about. And so we think it makes more sense to have sectoral regulations where each agency uses their expertise to determine how they want to make sure that AI continues to innovate and that there's guardrails on AI. And then third, I was able to put a line into the report that basically says, we don't know what we don't know. It is moving so quickly and advancing so fast. A little over 2 years ago, ChatGPT disrupted the world when they unveiled their large language model worldwide. And that was a text-to-text platform. So you would ask it a question like, why was the Battle of Midway so important in World War II? It gives you this beautiful essay that you then turn into your history professor. So that was a little over 2.5 years ago. And in just that period of time, you now have text to video. You can say on certain applications, hey, show me a red Ferrari going down a 1980s street in Paris at dusk in the snow, and it'll do that. And then you have video to text. So you have applications now where you can load in 12-hour video and say, summarize this for me, or tell me what happened in this video, or explain to me the highlights of it. And now you have text to basic programming. You can have applications that will write basic software programs for you. AI experts predict that in a few years, you have text to complicated programming. So imagine 1 billion people walking around that from their phones, they can have a complicated software program written for them that then goes out in the world and does stuff. To me, that is amazing and alarming at the same time. I don't even know what that world looks like, but it is coming. I had the opportunity to meet with the CEO of Anthropic. They make the large language model Claude. His name is Dario, and he said his goal is that by 2027, not a single person in his company writes a single line of computer code. I think that's a little aggressive, but let's say he's off by 1 or 2 years. It's still pretty dramatic. And right now, AI writes about 30-some% of the code. Every passing month, it writes more. Eventually, it's going to write most software code. So software programmers in a few years are going to have to find something else to do. Now, I think it's super important that you just all did what you did, because coding requires you to think at a certain level. It requires you to do a lot of things that help you learn. And I think the most important thing for people now, both children and adults, is to learn how to learn, because we don't know mostly how AI is going to disrupt the job market. We just know it's going to be very disruptive. And the reason we don't know is because there's 37 million use cases for AI, right? So I'll give you an analogy. None of us here, I think, know how to create a word processor. But it didn't matter, because one day we got a word processor, and we're like, wow, it does spell check. It can do automatic page numbering. It can change fonts really easily. And so over time, you did see less secretaries, but some of the people really helped were people who had spelling weaknesses, took that weakness right off the table. So I suspect a lot of non-technical, non-STEM people are going to be able to use AI and do amazing things that they never could have done before, but for the technology that AI lets them do. And then they're going to use it in interesting, innovative, creative ways, and they will advance. Who are these people? It's really hard to know. And so my advice is to be curious, to learn how to learn, to be flexible and to be adaptable, and continue to read up on the advancements in technology, but make sure you do something else other than software coding, because AI will take your job in a few years. So let me just end on a much optimistic, brighter note. AI is also going to do amazing things that it already has for society. I am not an expert in human protein folding, but I do know that it used to take a PhD 4 to 5 years to explain how to fold one human protein. AI has folded all 200-some million proteins known to humankind and given that out to researchers. So you're just going to see amazing medical advancements come much sooner, much faster, and start helping society in amazing ways. And you're going to see AI in all different parts of society helping us. So it's only going to be for the good. It's going to be very disruptive. I just urge all of you to be prepared for the disruption. Thanks so much for having me here.